Welcome back, everybody. We're on our way to a detail and a bit of a drive of a friend's new vehicle. Now, my friend has a very good job. He's got a lovely house. His wife is doing very well in her business as well. So he can buy pretty much anything he wants. He spent $50,000. He's done the smart thing and bought a demonstrator, so at least there's a few grand off the depreciation. He's not wasted, but they're brand new. They're about 56, I think, 55, 56. So we're not talking about a Porsche here. He could have got one, because I know he liked the Macan S, the proper one with the proper engine, not the stupid electric one. He's gone off and decided to buy a vehicle that is perhaps a little left field. So we're not too far away from his house right now. He's at work, obviously, earning his spondulix. So, got to do a couple of things. Got to park up there. Because he's a social man, he takes the bus to work, which is what most people should do if they're driving into a CBD in any city in the world, I think. Take public transport, relieve the roads. It's cheaper for your wallet. Anyway, takes the bus in. It's about a 5-minute walk to the bus stop. So he drives to the bus stop. So I'm going to have to walk up, pick up the car, bring it back, detail it, and he can walk home. So in a moment, I think we will spy this vehicle of his, because he leaves it around here. The bus stop is about a 5-minute walk. Slightly out of breath because it's uphill. It's taking me about 5 minutes. But he drives to the bus stop and leaves it right in front of where the bus stops. I don't know if the bus drivers are going to get pissed off with him. But anyway, I can see it now. So this vehicle that he bought is an unusual one for somebody in his situation. But not when you understand what his passions are. And that's really the reason for it. So here we are. Have you guessed what it might be yet? Let's have a look. Ta-da! He's bought himself a Hyundai Staria cargo van. Now, I come from a building family, so transits and vans are very much part of my childhood. And I love a good transit. So let's see how this new version of a van goes. Now, my friend bought this. He did go and look at the Vito, which is by Mercedes. He did go and look at the transit van, the Ford Custom Transit, I think they call it over here. He did look at the he didn't look at the Renault Traffic. He did look at the VW Transporter, but he didn't think it was tall enough for what he needs. Let's walk around. Certainly is a bit grimy. God, I think that's one of my favourite words on my videos, is grimy. Let's see if I can change that. So inside, it certainly needs a bit of a clean. But when we get back to his house in a moment, you'll see the reason why this cargo van is important to him. He certainly has fallen in love with it, I do know that. Last weekend when we were supposed to shoot this video, we went down to a friend's place for their son's 21st and their other son's 19th. It's a bit of a bush duff really on their property, which is great. So we weren't really in the right frame of mind to do a proper video. So I think today's probably better. It's great that it's raining. But let's have a look. Let's start it up. Let's see all the lights. I don't know how actually. There we go. Oh, there we go. What I do like about this vehicle so far is this. Let me I'll put my indicator on very quickly, just so you can see. This is a great idea. It should be in most cars. I'm not going to do it when this car's coming. Let's just wait for this car to come along. It's poodling along in his nice 3 Series Touring. Look at that. I really like that. A little blind spot camera on the wing mirror. So either side comes up. That's a really good touch. It's got lane assist. It will actually drive the car. He can take his hands off the steering wheel, driving the car with lane assist and everything else. Now, I don't suggest anybody does that, although he does drive like a grandmother, and he could be better. So maybe the car actually drives better than he does, but nonetheless, I just think it makes us lazy. Right, well, this is not such a great day today. Look at this. Rain's decided to come down quite strong. I don't think it's going to last too long. But can you see the beading on the car? I don't want to get my equipment wet, so I can't get any closer, but it's beading nicely. So, we've got 2 cars to do now. Now, some of you, I'll swing this around. Now, some of you may have noticed that I'm a smoker. I'm not proud of it, but it's been a very long smoking career. Since the age of technically 9, I smoked my father's cigar box. Well, one at a time, over a period of time. But it was a King Edward cigar, a big fat one. I seem to remember I liked it. Fast forward a few years and I started smoking because I thought I was a cool kid at school. And then it became part of my life, which is just ridiculous. My ex-wife hated it. Possibly one of the reasons why we got divorced. She really didn't like it at all. I don't blame her. So, the point being, I have now taken the leap. So I have now taken on the Champix challenge. Now, Champix, if you aren't aware of what that is, it is medication, prescribed medication for smokers that essentially helps you to dislike the flavour, the whole smoking scenario. In fact, my friend who drives the Staria has recently successfully completed 6 months. And he looks like he's never going back, which is great. So I'm going to do the same thing. That's the intention. So I'm saying it now for all you guys out there so you can hold me to account. But apparently for the next 2 weeks I can smoke. But hopefully over that period of time it will become less and less enjoyable. Why I enjoy it, I don't know. I'm rambling because there's not much I can do, but eventually I'm just going to have to get wet and start washing things. Let's get cracking, shall we? Right, first things first, we'll do the wheels. Now I'm going to do both cars at the same time because of the rain. So we'll wash all 8 wheels first. Hopefully then there'll be a bit of a break in the weather and I can open up the bonnet, show you without getting the camera wet. The massive 2.2 turbo diesel engine that produces 130 kilowatts, which is what, around about 180, 190 horsepower? But it does produce a whopping 430 newton meters of torque, which is probably handy if you're going to load it up. Now, the interesting thing about this van, over and above other vans, is that you can put 2 Australian-sized pallets inside the back and it fits between the wheel well, which is quite good for a tradie. Now, my friend's not a tradie, as I've explained, but I'll show you a little later on what he uses this for. It's got an 8-speed torque converter automatic. It drives like a car, I think. I mean, the one good thing, I mean, I love transits. If you're going to be a transit driver, you've got to have your arm out the window. And it looked initially from outside looking in on the driver's seat that you couldn't quite get your arm out the window, so you can't really have the final look, but you can. Oh, wipe me old chite. Oh, I can't get my arm out of the window. I can't be a real transit van driver without my arm out the window. Oh, how very disappointing. And there's actually a little space for you to put your arm on there. So they've already thought about that. Nice one, Hyundai. Right, here we go. First things first. Let's put a little bit of magic wheel cleaner on all the wheels. This is Iron Buster or Magic Wheel Cleaner? This is Iron Buster. Oh, and that's degreaser. That's not quite the one I wanted. Let's get my gloves. Safety first, people. Safety first. All right, Magic Wheel Cleaner. Yes, it's another day. Different clothing. Big giveaway, I know. But it's not raining today. Couldn't carry on the other day because, well, it was too wet. All my gear was going to get wet. I can't afford to lose my cameras. So, let me show you the reason why my friend chose a van, and a Staria at that, over anything else. Power tailgate. Ta-da! He's a windsurfer. And this is only 30% of what he has. He said to me the plan was that he wanted to put all of his stuff in here and build a rack, which he's probably going to do. But he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 3 boards in there, multiple sails. He's got his bug out van. He's got everything he actually wants. He's got a fridge and a freezer in there. He's got a smaller fridge and all of his windsurf gear. Technically, he's all set up for the end of the world. So you've got quite a lot of space. You've got a very deep, no you don't. So in here, there's a fair amount of space. You've got a pretty piddly glove compartment, but you've got various little cubby holes to stash away things. So I quite like these stowage areas up here. So you can put all of those dodgy receipts from the massage parlours that you would have gone to. Mentioned the seats are okay. So it's all very utilitarian, certainly, but it's a bit upmarket for a tradies van. You do have everything you need. In fact, there's more things in here than my car, but as I've mentioned, I don't need all of the bells and whistles. But Jimmy does. So what's it like to drive? I'm no journalist, obviously. I'm just a detailer and an ex-software salesperson who just loves his cars. But it's pretty easy to place on the road. Yeah, it fills up the road. It's 2.5 metres, it's 5.25 metres long, just under 2.5 metres wide. But it doesn't drive like an old transit van of old, that's for sure. It is very car-like. The automatic slush box is a bit, yeah, but it's automatic. Steering, it's okay when you put some weight into it going around a corner, but at the straight ahead, there's not much there. But that's all right, it's a transit. Well, it's a Staria, it's not a transit. These are little twisty roads, and I don't feel as though there's particularly any loss of traction, considering there's not a lot of weight at the back there. I mean, windsurf equipment can't be that heavy, can it? So I feel as though I can place this on the road. It's quite a small road. I don't feel as though I'm blocking anybody. Yeah, the driver assist aids sort of pop in every now and again, but it's not so much of a problem. Now I'm going to see if I can actually turn round in this little space. This will be interesting to see. Oh, it's going to do it without a problem. And I feel very confident because the big wing mirrors and these big windows, I feel as though I could see everything. Yeah, that wasn't a problem at all. I can imagine some SUVs would have a problem getting around there, but that was so easy. So he's averaging about 8.9 litres per 100 kilometres, which is better than my car. But then, as I said, he's not the fastest of drivers. But you don't drive this thing fast. Although I'm going to take this without brakes, just to see if it's wallowy around the corner. It doesn't feel any worse than... In fact, it feels better than a Prado. Again, I'm not going to brake, I'm just going to let it go around this corner. I'm just going to brake here, I think, though, because we're definitely doing a bit too fast. I would prefer a bit more engagement. I would definitely prefer the manual. If there was a manual, which I'm pretty sure I don't think they make one. Just in touch with it a bit more, but it drives smoothly. These seats are comfortable. Yes, these plastics are a little scratchy. There's only 2 seats. Been really nice if there was a bench seat so you can get a third in here. That would have been good. But I guess this is not what this utility vehicle is all about. It's about what you can shove in the back there. Oh, that was the lane assist. It actually turned the steering wheel for me. Oh, where are you going? You're going in my spot. No, you're not. Oh, excellent. We're going in here. So that actually turned the steering wheel around this little country lane. That's quite impressive. But I can't switch the bloody windscreen wipers off. It's quite impressive, but do I want it? I don't know. This is good. I like the fact you've got a 360-degree camera from the roof. It's incredibly, I'm going to have to use the word again, practical, which I think I use way too often. This particular Staria does have the premium pack, so it has all of the bells and whistles. So I guess it's, the bog standard one probably wouldn't have everything, but I guess you would have more than any transit van from the 80s and 90s. And I was brought up with Nissan Cabstars, minivans. There were the odd Ford Transits as well. Although my father didn't buy too many of those. So, if you're in a market for a roomy, comfortable, rather large cargo van, take a look at these. Now, I know these replaced the iLoad, the Hyundai iLoads, but it looks better than the iLoad, that's for sure. And I think with all of this premium equipment it's got in here, you'd feel pretty comfortable. I guess maybe you could get the high-spec VW Transporters, probably the Hi-Ace. I've not really seen the Hi-Ace as yet, but Transporters and definitely the Mercedes Vito, but they would be much more expensive. When you look at the most popular cargo vans or vans in Australia, by far and away, it's the Toyota Hilux or Hi-Ace maybe, with twice as many sales than this. And this is number 2 in the market. Considering this has only been around for a couple of years since the iLoad, that's done quite well. But a close third, very close third, is the Chinese LDV. That is much more utilitarian, and the engine's a bit gutless. But with that torque I mentioned, over 400 newton meters of torque is enough. Certainly if you've got a heavy load, it's enough. You can poodle around on little roads like this without worrying about scratching the side of the van, because I can see everything. But also you can go onto the freeway for hours on end, driving at the speed limit without really bothering anybody else. You can get around. I sort of get it. So it's quite a handsome thing. It certainly looks different to all the other vans on the road, probably because of that light strip, the LED light strip at the front. Do I prefer it to the look of the Ford Transit? I probably don't. I know Jimmy does. But it's distinctive. And in this colour, it's all right. Sliding doors on both sides. He's already scratched the car. Very easy to get in and out. The visibility, because for the size of the windscreen and the windows, is pretty good. It does drive like a car. I know I mentioned it earlier on, but it does drive like a car. Yeah, the steering is a bit woolly, certainly in the centre. I don't like the fact he's got his lane assist. I think he's permanently switched on, so it sort of buzzes you when it thinks you're going out of the lane. See that? It's annoying. I don't want it beeping at me all the time. So what's my final impressions, I guess? It's a pretty good van. Van is what it is, right? It gives you all the space that you need. There's a fair amount of comfort for 2 people only. But I guess it doesn't look like anything else on the road. And that's the point, I think. If I had this, I think that sort of like moany face that it's got would grow on me, sort of. It's not as clean as it was because he's had it for a few days since I detailed it. But I quite like it. I can see why he's grown fond of it. And as I say, he's essentially got his bug-out van. If his wife, God forbid, ever divorced him, because he wouldn't survive, but if she did, he'd lose everything. House is gone, kids will probably never speak to him again, but he's got his van and he's got his windsurf gear. And perhaps that's all that matters. Now, if you've got this far in the video, thank you very much. Really appreciate your support. Please comment down below if you've got anything to say. Tell me what you think. Would you consider the Hyundai Staria over the competition? So thanks for watching. Subscribe.
School zone ahead.
And as the van has just told me, there's a school zone ahead. Ta-da for now.